Problem in this county because when our department for water is doing as much as it's doing, our health department is fighting us because we are giving our people in the villages contaminated water, and they have a problem in treating children, adults who consume this water. That's the reason why we need the quick fixes, so that we can go to a village where this problem has become extremely critical, give them a quick fix, pump that water into a machine, purify it, and people can either come and draw water from there, or we pipe it to an appropriate.
Directly from us, and I'll take you through very fast. We have Laikipia, Samburu, and Isiolo. How? Their water sources is the river streams from their badeas into the lake called Borosat. This goes into Thompson Falls, comes out of Thompson Falls as Gaya again, and then joins Ewasonyiro, somewhere in Laikipia. After the junction where there are 3 counties meeting, Samburu, Isiolo, Meru, Ewasonyiro now enters underground, and it becomes the Lorian swamps. Sorry for the spelling there. So we would be having a lot of NGOs beyond this area saying the water table is very close. That is Nyandarua water that has emanated from Nyandarua from their badeas, and that's why they access it very easily. Not to forget the aquifers in Lake Turkana, in the Turkana region. Now, these people are the ones enjoying these economic activities. Laikipia gaining from Thompson Falls tourism. That is the water from Lake Borosat. Supply of water to household and livestock in Laikipia. Development of tourism hotels. If you go along that river, the kind of tourism hotels and the kind of revenue is enormous. And there's also a lot of irrigation. And then we also have enough underground water available through boreholes. Let's go to another county, Baringo. Where is it getting its water? From Silibwet ranges originates Subukia River. That is in Nyandarua, the ranges. They flow into the lake Baringo. From their badeas flows River to Russia, near Engineer, which is a source of Konoike water project destined for Baringo. Then we have water from Turasha River on an intake we call Kerema. The kind of blueness you are seeing there is actually a reflection of clear water pans. Some of them are in use, they existence, others are silted so badly that they already disappeared. But the location is there and available for desilting. Different species, up to 400 of them.
You have forgotten the hippos.
Thank you, excellent. Wow. We have the hippos, it's a home for about 800. Yes, it does. It flows into the Lake Nakuru in the National Park. From Gorika, Uyumerelia ranges, they are also here. Water for domestic use to Gilgil, Army Barracks, that is Konoike, to Nakuru Town, Kabarak, and Damarabi. And we also have irrigation of flowers made for flower tunnel, where it is treated before being supplied to Nairobi through Gigiri Water Reservoir, a very huge reservoir at Gigiri for Nairobi. It's coming from here. Water supply from Sasuma to Ngedo, water treatment plant in Kiambu. Yes. That too is the diversion of, it's so much that they go treating in bits. Then water supply from Sasuma to Thika water treatment plant. Then Chanya River ultimately flows into Adi River and benefits Machakos, Kitui, Taita Taveta, Kilifi, and finally to the Indian Ocean, all from Nyandarua County. Economic activities, we can't underestimate that Nairobi is a huge economy. All the drinking water is coming from Nyandarua. It's even affordable because it's by gravity, raising a lot of revenue. It attracts industrialization in Thika and a lot of human settlement. That's why everyone has moved to Thika. There is water. In fact, there's a time, the low water tariff there, the World Bank complained, it was too low. And this is our water from Nyandarua County. Industrialization, housing and tourism in Machakos. Yeah. You can see it coming up because our river finally goes into the river and keeps replenishing it. So what about home? CS, we have visualized what we can do, and we are doing a bit of it. But of immediate is distilling, treatment, and distribution of piped water, at least from the 220 dams because they are available. and construction of animal traps besides the dams for livestock, so that we separate our use, the domestic use. We also feel that the water treatment and generation of green energy, solar, for water pumping to reduce the cost from the dams and boreholes to avoid added costs. Our people are used to the old traditional way of going to get it from the dam in containers. We would want to sustain it, but they get it to pipe it first, to move away from that old culture. To clean it, let's use solar so that we don't make it too expensive and they still go for dirty water because they can't afford the clean one. And then we must improve sanitation. This county is vital that we are taken care of in sanitation because we are high up, and so that we don't contaminate the water downstream. So we want to improve sanitation. This Olkalau is a case at hand where is our city and we do not have a sewerage system. In that case, we want to harness gravity water harvesting by developing some mega dams. On the county permanent rivers, we have rivers that flow throughout the year. Pesi is one of them. The ministry has earmarked a location on Pesi River, very suitable for a dam, which can actually hold 16 million cubic meters of water. The other river, Malewa, has a better gauge. It can hold 20 million cubic meters. Kenja can hold 6 million cubic meters. And we feel that Chania, because Nairobi is growing, Thika everywhere is growing, we can regulate River Chania at a second time. The first one is Asumwa. We can regulate it upstream with another dam, which can hold 11 million cubic meters. So conservation of the Aberdares is key. These are some of the solutions we are thinking. River and dam riparian land. And then we also are mandated by evolution to develop county forests. These are things we feel we can do. And if we do them, we will have results. Because we are going to have adequate water for domestic and irrigation in the county and across the above mentioned beneficiary counties, the ones that we talked about. And further, we even go to areas that we have never touched or have not been touched water-wise, which are by Mahim, Naivasha, and Narok. And you know the coming of the railway gauge, there will be a population that encouraged, and it's actually the country's Vision 20, the whole nation's Vision 2030. We hope to raise about 10 megawatts of hydro because of the height of the dams, inclusively for all of them. And if we know Kaburu gives the whole country 45 megawatts, this is not a bad idea for Nyandarua because we'll be able to supply it to the grid and get the county supply. Nyandarua is full of wonders. We have the fish, the trout is only found in river water. You can imagine dams of 16 million cubic meters, 20 million cubic meters. If we allowed some private partners to come and initiate trout fishing, that would be a source of employment. It would be creating employment. And we also want to conserve the bare part of the Aberdares. And refurbishment of existing boreholes. That we are doing, we have done. In conjunction with the national government, we have cleaned 18 water plants using the NYS machinery that was given to us by the Ministry of Devolution. We also have engaged water agencies in Israel, and namely a consulting engineering firm agency through the Israeli embassy in developing a county water master plan. We need to plan this county water-wise. If we don't plan Nyandarua County water-wise, get to know how much we can get from the rivers, how much we can get from the dams, how much we can use here and how much we can let go, how much we have in the aquifers, we are destined for food. It is important to plan this county water-wise, and that's why we feel we are a regional water hub. So we already engaged them in that, and also in funding quick fix treatment systems, which we are calling plug and play, a model that the agency has implemented successfully in a country called. Closely with your office, which also hosts development agencies such as National Irrigation Board, the Rift Valley Service Water Board, which is here represented and has been working with us closely, among others. As a matter of urgency, the county, like His Excellency has said, has requested the National Treasury, through writing, to avail funds for the treatment of the earlier mentioned dams. The National Laboratory Services tests have actually condemned the said water as unsuitable for human consumption. The waterborne diseases arising from this contaminated water have been very costly production. 95% of the households have no clean piped water for domestic use. About 222 silted, polluted, contaminated water pans developed in the 1920s when Kenya became a colony and white settlement.
To Karau, which looks like an empty town, but I believe with time, and with your support, once we get that clean water, you come back here when you are 80 years and say, wow, this is the small town we developed together. I'm excited with your facility because we want to take you to one of the intakes on Badeas, and you see it for yourself. As we come down from the Badeas, you also be able to see the Cobrosat, which is a very beautiful scenery for tourism. But nevertheless, let me mention here that what previous governments have done was overwhelming for this county. But what the devolution in 2 years has achieved is even more amazing, because the people in the rural areas have started feeling that there is a government which is really mindful of their welfare. And we could not be able to do a proper health dispensary without water. So the first thing we did was to buy a water tank, and then got a water bosser to go and fill that water tank with water, so that the people who are handling patients there can have water. If that area had water, we wouldn't be bothered with that. We would have gone straight into providing chemicals and medicines for that team. And as you have just seen from the presentation, we have a lot of water, but very little good water to drink. In fact, less than 5%. If we can harness water in Nyandarua, we can assure you that the problem of water in this country for human consumption will be reduced by over 60%. That is my rough estimation. And the towns that are coming up with a lot of problems, water, people not getting water, for example, in Nairobi, for long periods, 3 weeks, 1 month, will become a part of our history. So if we join hearts together, Bwana Minister, I believe, and I say it once again, we shall change the history of this country. We shall change the level of tourism for this country. Because if we are able to build eco-lodges where we have these big dams, we shall attract people who come there as tourists. We shall attract people who will come there to build even other centers for tourism. And that's the way we need to go. Israel is a dry country. I have been there and you are going there too. And you will see what they have done with their water. If they can pass that technology to us, if they can agree to help us get finances, and then we use our innovation to make sure that we are able to make, for example, the money I've just mentioned, 6 billion out of hydro generation, we shall not go back to our people to tax them. We shall be able to use that money to repay the loans. We shall use that money to build the schools. We shall use that money to do several other activities for the common good. So really, this is an area we need to take.
We are pleased by what we are seeing, what the county governments are doing. And we are here to assure you of a new partnership between the national government and the county government to ensure we increase access to water for the people of Kenya, wherever they may live in all the 47 counties. Because under Article 43 now, water and access to water and sanitation is now a human right. So it's a constitutional right of every Kenyan to get water and also sanitation. But what we have done is still not sufficient. I think what we are having is probably access of the CEC will confirm. I think just like close to 50 or slightly over 50. So we need to do more. And the plans that we have in place in partnership with the county government of Nyandarua can actually increase access to 100%, because of how richly endowed this county is in terms of water, being at one of the biggest water towers of our country, the Abadeas. But even though we're doing all this, we see great potential of putting up big dams here in Nyandarua. And that's why we're talking of PACI. I think already feasibility studies have been done, and we see the potential of developing a mega dam here that will further increase access to water for our people living not just in this county but in neighboring counties. I'm very pleased that already at the county level, Nyandarua County is talking to Nakuru County, Nakuru County is talking to Nyandarua County. This is the kind of partnership we'd like to see also, instead of water wars between counties. Because there are counties that are fighting over water. They are saying, why are you taking our water to the other county? There are court cases as we speak between counties over water. So when we come and see a different ballgame here, where there is cooperation, and county governments are talking to each other, and we're seeing this Gaturi Dam you are negotiating, we want to assure you of the support of national government, so that the clean water that will come from Nyandarua County will help the people of Naivasha in Nakuru County. Yes. There are a lot of young people in Nakuru County who are missing places in the military because of the problem of, is it fluoride?
Yes.
Yes. And because of color, though I think it is a very unfair thing. But like sometimes they say the law is an ass. Yes. But it is unfair that people living in a place where water has very high levels of fluoride can be excluded from serving the country in our defense forces, in the police. But through this cooperation, I believe once clean water comes from here, and the people of Naivasha do not have to take the water with high fluoride, I think we're going to have many children, you know, realizing their dreams in serving this country in the army and other places. So we're here to assure you of our support, and we are also here to encourage you to prepare for El Nino. As you know, beginning October, going into November, we expect very abnormal rains that happened last in 1997, and we want to prepare together. We are also very pleased that Nyandarua is one of the few counties that have been invited to Israel. And the Kenyan delegation will be led by His Excellency the Deputy President. We will be in Israel from 13th to the 15th. And through Mashav, there are a lot of things we want to do with the Israeli government. Of course, Mashav, in partnership with the national government, are already setting up a technical training institute to increase our capacity in irrigation. We are happy that they are already working with the county government of Nyandarua to develop a sewage system here. So as we go to Israel together, Your Excellency, I want to assure you that we are going to support you even as we engage with the Israeli government. And so when we come back from Israel, kutakuwa na mazuri kwa watu wa Nyandarua na watu wa Kenya kwa ujumla.